Leap. I think we're going live with Random Hangout. Eva Taylor here from DIY Marketers. I want to introduce my co-host, Rhonda Wall.
Hello.
I know, I'm trying to play the screen share. Here we go. Here we go. It's time for the Random Hangout, and it's the two of us together again. Welcome back, Rhonda.
Thank you very much. And thank you guys for giving me grace last week while I was with my brother. I appreciate it.
Is he feeling better?
Yes, he's doing a lot better. He's on the road to recovery. It's going a little slower than we had planned, but he is on the recovery mode and doing better.
Gotta love that. All right. So, thankfully, Rhonda's brother's feeling better, and so now that we're done being grateful for his well-being, I think we want to rant today. We got accused, can I tell you, we got accused of two things while you were gone, right?
Okay.
There were a few more, right? Number one, and they're like, what the hell kind of random hangout is this when it's like not really random, like you have guests. Okay, we show up on a Wednesday at 2 o'clock. So, like, they're saying that's not random.
Okay, so they think we've lost our randomness. So we're going to get back into the random group because we are nothing if we are not random.
We thought we would be totally random today. We are doing this show, and you guys are right. Yes, we are doing this show totally random. We don't really have a major topic. We know we feel like ranting. We're going to get up and rant about a few things, get on some soapbox a few things. Since Rhonda was away last week, she wants to rant about passion, so that's on our topic for today. If you want to rant about something, rant in the comments, rant on the page. Just rant away. Let us know what you're ranting about. So, what do you want to rant about first, Rhonda?
This is the time to do it.
What do you want to rant?
Yeah, I want to rant about, we'll rant about passions first because, you know, I did miss the show last week, and I hate that I missed it, but I did watch the show a little later, and I just wanted to jump into the screen and just choke someone.
I hope you didn't want to. Hey, don't choke the guests.
No, I can't choke the guests. And it's probably a good thing that I wasn't on that one because I hadn't had much sleep, wasn't looking too good, I wasn't feeling too good, so I might have, mean bones might have come out. So it's probably a good thing that I've had a week to cool my jets before we talk about passion, and I get all passionate here. So what my kind of take on it was, I was really upset at the fact that, oh, something random, let me get random. I'm really random today, okay? I haven't had my ADHD medicine today. So today I'm wearing my brand colors. Let me show them off first before I start ranting. So I have my brand colors on. So anyway.
Lovely. Woohoo!
$20 outfit. All right. So, so what really caught me was when Jim was talking about, you know, you can't really make money from just passion and, you know, all of this stuff. And it really got under my skin, you know, to say, oh, well, I'll sell anything if it's, you know, half moral and barely legal or whatever. And maybe he was being facetious and that's fine. But it kind of got under my skin. And I think probably because I've worked with people like that. I've worked in the past with people who basically would go to the edge of the moral line. And the edge of the moral line.
Kind of the morality thing that got you. Well, what's that got to do with passion? I don't get it.
It's got a whole lot to do with passion because for me, I want to do something, you know what, you know, he says, oh, I'm passionate about having money and driving this car and living in this house and spending time with my kids, you know, that's all great. I'm passionate about driving my Prius, even if it's not a luxury car. It is to me. The luxury is I don't have to pump gas every 2 days. But I'm passionate about those things as well. But what about the passion of helping people? What about the passion of knowing that you're doing good and that what you're putting out there is representing you? Not that it's barely legal and it's, kind of moral and all of that.
I didn't take it that way at all, and I think it's real important distinction, and I think a lot of people were grooving on, I think it's interesting that different people were grooving on different things, but what I thought was really interesting about that message is that there are a tremendous number of people out there who are trapped, whether they're trapped in a job or trapped in a conversation that says, well, I'm not really passionate about anything. And believe it or not, I know, hard to believe, I have spent the bulk of my life not feeling exceptionally passionate about anything at all, right? And so what he's saying is there are people that could be in a business. The passion isn't just coming from your heart. Passion can come from being good at something. And I thought the example of his wife who liked kids and wasn't especially passionate about eBay, but as she got into, or Amazon or whatever she was doing, as she got into that, passion can grow. And you can't tell me that buying kids stuff on Amazon or eBay or whatever, or providing cool products to people doesn't get you excited as much as the byproduct of money.
Right, exactly. And I believe there are some people who are just money motivated, and that may be it. And they may not have a lot of other passions in their life. And if they don't, that's fine if that's how you want to live. But for me, I can't do that solely on money. Now, I can understand the fact of, you may not be passionate about this or passionate about that. I mean, I'm an online business, sending out newsletters every 2 weeks for my clients, or that I'm passionate about, fixing a bug in a shopping cart. Probably not. I'm not very passionate when I'm doing those things. But the passion comes in from the fact that I'm helping someone. I'm helping someone do something that they can't do, that I can do easily, and that is helping their business. So it's helping them to be able to sell their product or get their own passion out there to the world. So that's the things that I'm passionate about. I think about it this way. We were at a restaurant one time, and I was having this conversation with my husband about passion. And, like a factory type place, even though it's not really a factory job, it's more of like a clean room type job. And he likes money, and I like where I work. It's a clean environment, and it's not a hard job, and and I said, but everyone can make money from their passions. I'm like, that's not what your passion is. He has lots of other passions. And you could actually make a living from that passion and sharing that passion with people. And so I said, everyone starts somewhere. And I pointed out the fact of our waitress, who was really good. And I said, even our waitress is a passionate person. And he's like, yeah, I'm really sure she's passionate about bringing us drinks over here and cleaning up after those messy kids next to us. And I'm like, no, she's probably not passionate about that. And she may not even be passionate about the restaurant that she's working for. But what she does have passion for, and that I could see, was serving people and making people happy. So that was for later on in life, she still had a passion there. Even though it may not be, bringing food to people or whatever, it was still serving people. And the fact that she did it really well, and we felt very well taken care of. She was very nice. Then I knew she had a passion for that. She had a passion for making people happy and serving people. So that's probably a direction that she would be happy in going in whatever she does that is in that kind of arena. So I believe you have to have that passion. Now, I'm number one for saying, hey, you got to work. But I think you're more happier working if you're working around something that you're passionate about.
And can I just tell you, I think having been on that hangout with him, that's exactly what he was talking about. the idea isn't that passion is something out there that's nebulous. I think the idea is that you can find something to be passionate about no matter what you're doing, right? So I thought the big message is passion isn't going to come up there and bite you in the hiney.
Right.
You got to work on it, and I think there are a lot of people that are out there.
But I also believe too. Yeah, but you still have to be a little passionate and really believe in what it is that you're hawking out there to the world and you're selling and making the money on. For me, I have to be, or I'm not going to feel good about it and feel good about myself. I guess some people can do that.
And a lot of people can.
Fine with them. Yeah, to each his own and whatever you can
Rhonda, you have a lot of experience in affiliate marketing. And the key, and these guys have microsites on every topic under the sun. And I think to myself, like, how can you be passionate enough about like 15 different topics? And that's not where their passion lies. Their passion lies in the game, and that's why I have those four marketing styles. Their passion isn't about the topic. Their passion is about the process. You know, they get really juiced up by the numbers and seeing like what tweaks and how many clicks and, right? I mean, you're the affiliate queen, right?
Right, but what? And it's not doing them any good. See, I can't get past that, so I'm a different kind of person. I just can't. If I think it's not going to help someone and really benefit someone, and I'm not passionate that it really will, then I just can't do it.
I get it.
Maybe that's just me, and I think it's different personalities, and some people are okay with doing that, and you know, maybe in other people's eyes, they're not doing anything.
Well, think of it this way, Rhonda. Some people may not be passionate about their business, but they're passionate maybe about a charity or something, and yet they have this talent and this skill that generates revenue that they then funnel into a charity of their choice.
Right, but this is my point. And so are you willing to funnel money into that charity selling crap that you don't even believe in?
I'd really be curious to see how many people, how do I say this, how many people actually run a business where they don't believe in some type of value that business provides.
Oh, there's a lot of them out there, yeah.
Yeah.
But those are the type of people that I don't want to work with. I mean, I think for the most part, you know, there's a lot of great entrepreneurs who are on the up and up and who do believe in whatever it is they're pitching. But you have a few too, and I've worked with that are just selling crap and they don't care. They're selling a dream and just meaningless kind of stuff, and they don't care as long as they're making money. There are people like that.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure that there are. And speaking of that,
this is what makes me passionate. Let me show you. This was the sweetest thing in the world. To me, I have the most wonderful clients. I really do. And I can't stress it enough. And that's why I get up every morning. That's why I will mess with your buggy shopping cart. And that's why I will get passionate about your newsletter that's got to go out every 2 weeks and all this stuff. Because I get things like this. I got the sweetest little thank you card from a client. And to boot, also a book, a thank you book. And inside the book, there's all that I can read whenever I'm feeling down or I'm dealing with a buggy shopping cart and I'm not feeling appreciated. I have this book full of thankful things that I can go through, and I have the wonderful card, and they even put a message in there to me about how much they appreciate what I do for their business, and that is what I am passionate about. I'm passionate about helping people and really knowing that what I do is making a difference in their life, enough so that they took the time to go online and get a card and send me a gift when they didn't have to. So that was really sweet, but I wanted to share that. It came from Send Out Cards. I never heard of them before, but I'll give them a little plug.
Oh, Send Out Cards is awesome. And talk about people who are, feel really passionately about relationships. That is sort of, I don't know if I'm misspeaking, it's sort of a franchisee type of thing. You become a Send Out Cards rep, and Send Out Cards does wonderful stuff. They customize cards. It's just awesome, awesome, awesome. It's an awesome organization. I have people who use it. I know people who are reps, and it's just really great, I think, especially for people who are passionate about building relationships with customers and so on and so forth. So
I went to their website. I think it would be really great for, send it out to your VA or the people on your team and things like that, because it really does, it means a lot that, someone really appreciates what you do and they take the time to tell you. So for me, doing things for me is my love language. Miss Evana has already learned that. And Miss Evana does very sweet things for me, like buying me grits and making sure I have all the things I wanted when I came to her house. So I love working with people like that do that, and I do that as well. That's how I show people that I appreciate them.
Well, I'm really glad. I want to start ranting and talking about, you and I had a conversation a little while ago, and I've lately have been asked quite a bit about and people call me all the time, and they're like, I am so confused. I have to choose an email marketing system. I have to choose a shopping cart. I have to choose whatever. And while I can really, really, really appreciate the fact that there are lots of folks who are trying to make people's lives streamlined and simplified and recommending specific tools, sometimes I feel like saying, people, why are you recommending stuff to folks that is like, it's like recommending a Mack truck when a Prius will do.
Exactly. I get the same thing, and it burns me up. It really does. I hate to see people invest in systems and things that are way too big for what you're doing, for one, that cost too much. Because the more money you're spending and sending out, the less money you're keeping as your bottom line to go do your passions, like, buy your Mercedes or whatever. So thanks, because I have clients that come to me and say, hey, will you set up my Infusionsoft and will you do this? Yeah, I will set up your Infusionsoft if that's what you've invested in, but you are like light years away from Infusionsoft, my dear. There's no reason why you should be using Infusionsoft and making that huge investment when my kind of rule, and I've learned these shopping carts, my kind of rule, most people when you first start out, you're good with PayPal, and that's all you need, honestly. Then you can move up to like a one shopping cart type deal. It doesn't have to be one shopping cart, but something along those lines.
Well, how much of investment, because you and I talked.
Right.
This is how I met Rhonda. Set up my one shopping, somebody said that if I was going to be doing webinars and telesummits and whatever, that I needed one shopping cart. And I didn't know anything else. I'm like, all right, I'll do it. I have invested probably close to $3,000 and have like pittance on the ROI on that stupid thing. And so I'm canceling it because it's just too much. So talk about these trigger points, right? So if it's okay to start with PayPal, what should trigger you to move into one shopping cart? And I know we can talk about email as well, because these are all tools that people are interested in.
Right, exactly. And for me, kind of my scale that I use, and this is totally just mine and for what I've learned from, working with these systems, PayPal you can use, if you're processing, I would say 10 to 20 payments a month, you're good with PayPal. I wouldn't go any further than using PayPal. And then you can use AWeber or Constant Contact or iContact, one of those with it. I personally prefer AWeber. But either the other ones are fine too, just personal preference. And then once you get up to 20 or more payments you're processing, then move over to like a one shopping cart type deal. And even one shopping cart to, hundreds of payment processes per month. Once you don't outgrow one shopping cart really until you have really complicated processes with lots of products, then that's when you want to upgrade to like an Infusionsoft, because it's going to handle these different processes better. If you've got like really complicated processes, then you can kind of combine everything in one that way.
Let's talk about something so people get it straight. We're really, as we talk about these tools, I want you to think of them as three little components that are primary. One, you're talking about the products that you're selling, right? So how many products are there? How many transactions are there, right?
Right, exactly.
I want to consider is how big is your list? And that sort of has to do with products and transactions, but how big is your list of unique people on your list? And then, of course, the third one is how do you communicate with people inside of email? Because I think there's a distinction between, do you have complicated sales funnels and sequences that you have, can I say the critical component here? Already mapped out.
Yes, definitely.
Like you've got complicated funnels, and the way that looks, imagine the world's most complicated flow chart.
Right.
What your process looks like is this complicated flow chart that if they click on this, they go off and get 15 emails, and if they click on that, they go off and get these 25 emails, and then each of those things has a thing they buy, and if they buy that, then they go off and get this other sequence of 36 emails. That's what an Infusionsoft setup looks like.
That's when you know you need to upgrade to an Infusionsoft. But when you're first starting out, or even when you're like mid-sized, one shopping cart is going to sustain you. And you can use PayPal as your merchant account in one shopping. Like I said, 40, 50, 100 payments a month. Then I would go and get your authorized.net account and all of that kind of stuff.
So I got to get on your case. I got to get on your case about something.
What's that?
Why did you not stop me?
You already had. No, this is the thing. With you, this is what I do with clients. You already had one shopping cart for one. You had it set up. You had it running. And when I first spoke to you, you had 50 million ideas in your head. And you were going to make, 50 products. You were going to be processing all these payments for all these products. Then you wanted to have an affiliate program going on. So that's why, because with all of that, you do need one shopping cart. But now that you've kind of scaled back what you're doing and you're kind of changing models, you were smart enough to recognize, too, that, hey, I don't need one shopping cart now, because that's then elaborate affiliate program and all of that kind of stuff. But that's kind of what you had in mind to begin with, and what you had in mind was a good fit for one shopping cart. So
okay, so
that's why I didn't stop you, because you were, you had all of these ideas flying, but I've learned from working with you that you do have a lot of ideas flying, but it doesn't mean you're going to do every single one of them.
And that's why I made that distinction for all the people listening. If you're watching and listening, only upgrade when you absolutely, positively cannot live another single day. You have processes mapped out. You've got emails. Your products are finished.
Yes.
So I would definitely say that. Do you want to talk about email next?
We can. The only thing that I really say about email, I told you the top three, like AWeber, eye contact, constant contact. All three are great in your business. What's sending out? What's your required in your email marketing. Like if you want, you don't want double opt-ins, that's very important to you, then you probably want to go with Aweber. But there is a process to not getting the double opt-ins when you go with Aweber. I'll let you in on the secret. When you use Aweber, a lot of people don't read the fine print on there, and you turn off the double opt-in. It says on there, the double opt-in will not be required if they fill out a web form. So that's what makes the double opt-in not required. And people will do it different ways and then say, oh, my double opt-in isn't working. It is working. It's working the way it was intended to work, but they have to fill out the web form in order for the double opt-in to not be required. So that's a thing with that. But my only soapbox thing, since this is our random soapbox show, is do not use free email marketing services. Period. I get the monkey off. Get that monkey off your back, because this is the problem right here. And even I seen it's going to do something on Facebook contests and social media contests. Well, I'm going to tell you what, if you've got your thousands of contacts in that monkey email, you're going to need to watch that show because you're going to need it. So what happens is you put them in this free one, and then you go and you decide, oh, this isn't really doing it for me. I need Constant Contact, or I need Aweber iContact. Now I want to just move all my people over to there. No, you can't do that. You can't import a big, massive amount of people and they just be confirmed. They're going to have to re-opt in. And because they're not filling out a web form, you're just importing them. They have to get the opt-in message to re-opt in. You're going to lose half your list.
I got to tell you something. I just had a client move from Infusionsoft over to Constant Contact for all the reasons that we just talked about.
Right.
And I gotta say, big kudos to the Constant Contact customer service people. I was able to, now, I cleaned that list in Infusionsoft. I'm telling you, I freaking cleaned that list. I eliminated like 1,000 people.
Right.
I brought these people into Constant Contact, and I ran a newsletter, but it's the nature of the business for this particular client that they have an older clientele, they don't get email, blah, 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 right? So out of 5,000 people, we had just shy, we only had 45 people, quote unquote, complain. Well, they flagged me. I only uploaded this list, Rhonda. There was no double opt-in, there was no nothing. I uploaded, I sent the newsletter, right? I got flagged for 45 people.
Right.
Got on the phone with Constant Contact. The staff, the customer service was outstanding. Guy worked with me. I explained my situation, and he goes, oh, I get it. There are businesses that we have that have this circumstance. And he worked with me a little bit, and I said, I just want you to understand, we're not like spamming people, ambulance chasing people. We actually have people who are older who come to a live event and sign with their little hand. This is how they give us their email. This is how it works.
Right.
And so once I explained that, they were really terrific about it, and I have not had a stitch of problem since. So I've had really great experience with moving into, I can say, for Constant Contact.
Right, because that's not the norm. So that's why I try to tell people don't go with the free service, especially if you're trying to build your list. The only people that I recommend use a free service are people who are sending to, like, I recommend it for nonprofits. And I use it for them because they're just sending out like a newsletter to the congregation or whatever, so it's not a huge deal to them. The congregation is going to re-opt in if they were to switch carriers or whatever, so that's not a big deal. If you have certain businesses, can get away with it if they have, you know, like close relationship, close-knit kind of people that aren't used to being spammed by emails and all of this stuff. So there are just a few types of business, but for the most part, the types of businesses like that I work with and that you work with sometimes, it's not a good idea because you're going to lose half your list. What you're going to end up having to do is run a contest to get them to re-opt in and fill out the form. So you'll have to offer some big thing. It's going to have to be something big like an iPad or, you know, some electronic. It's going to have to be something expensive. So it's going to cost you about $500 to $800 to get those people in offering a nice gift and get those people to enter a contest to get back on your list. So that's why I don't recommend it for the most.
Here's my gripe. Here's my gripe with some of these email services, and this is why, because you know I've explored a bunch of them, and if anybody's watching this and you want me to look at your email service and we'll look at it and tell you who it's best for, but one of the things that's really important, I think, for small businesses is the reporting. And the Monkey has terrible reporting.
Yes.
MailChimp has terrible reporting. Constant Contact, I don't know. I'm really a fan of AWeber's reporting.
Yeah, I think AWeber has the best reporting.
I was going to ask you that. You think so, huh?
Yeah, I think so too. Yeah, I have a lot of clients that use, you know, the different platforms, and I will, you know, have them request a report on different things, and AWeber's reporting is a lot better. You can really drill down and get a good report and get a really good idea of what you're getting there. Too, I also, like you introduced me to this one, was the AWeber tools, the
AW Pro tools. Frank Kern.
Yeah, I really add on to AWeber. So that's another good way too to tag people like you would in an Infusionsoft without paying an Infusionsoft price. So I definitely.
And tagging is honestly like some of the best. Once you have that tagging feature, that makes AWeber just totally shine. It really does blow everything out of the water. The only thing I will mention, and a lot of people, I don't know if this is our last rant, but a lot of people are big fans of lead pages. I've used lead pages. Lead pages is nice, really cool. If you don't have a website and all you're going to do is just like certain things like that, maybe so. I happen to use OptimizePress. I love it. It does the same thing. And so I've been really happy with that. But
okay, this is my rant for that.
Right?
And I've had some clients, yeah, I can tell when Jeff Walker and Frank Kern are launching their products because I get a lot of calls from people asking to set up lead pages for them, and, you know, well, why are you using lead pages? Because Frank Kern said so, or because Jeff Walker said so. So let me let you in on a little. This is an insider secret. This is just between us, okay? I had a client who said, well, Frank Kern is using lead pages. And I said, oh, really? He is? No, he's not. Not for his biggest stuff. He may use them for something just to say he does. But so what I did was I took this client to Frank Kern's main page, and I did a little right click and I clicked on view source, and if you view source, what's in there? It says WordPress theme, OptimizePress. That's what Frank Kern's using, because OptimizePress is a lot more customizable. You don't have lead pages is great, like Even said, if you don't have a website, you don't really care about killing your kill. So, and you just want, you know, pages just like everybody else is throwing out, a good paint by numbers. You have absolutely no technical skills, and you have absolutely no money to hire anyone to help you, and you don't have the time to learn OptimizePress. But if you're coming to me as an online business manager, don't have me set up your lead pages. I would much rather set up OptimizePress. One, it's a one-time fee. You pay one time and it's yours forever. You can use it for the basic one. It's like 197, and you get 3 sites, which is all that most people need. And then you don't have that monthly fee. Lead pages, you have a monthly fee, and every month that you're paying extra for something is
it is not that cheap.
It's not. And most people think, oh, well, I'm getting lead pages. And Frank Kern and people like that, they recommend it because most of their people don't have technical skills, and they're just showing them a way that, hey, page up, you know, pretty easy because it's kind of a paint by numbers kind of thing. Plus, another little insider secret, they would rather, I'm an affiliate of OptimizePress. So when my clients click my link and they purchase OptimizePress, I get an affiliate commission for that. Well, they do too for lead pages. And if you think about it, they would rather get a commission every month than one time. So that's another reason why they recommend lead pages as well. I'm just totally outing them. But not to say that there's anything wrong. Frank Kern, Jeff Walker, all of them are great people. Brilliant marketers. Please, I mean, if you're in their stuff, listen to what they're saying and do it. But don't always just kind of, you know, be like a sheep and follow the herd and use all the systems that they're recommending. Really find out, why are they recommending this, and is that really the best option for me? Because it might not be the best option for you in using that system, because there's other things you can use, like OptimizePress, like Frank Kern.
Well, and you know, the other thing too, Rhonda, is that they're selling a system that's going to, you know, if you follow, which only like less than 1% of the people do, but if you're one of those 1% of the people who do what they say, when they say, how they say, dedicate all the time, and yes, you get your $10,000 month inside of like 30 days or 60 days or whatever the promise is, you know, yeah, you're going to ramp up pretty quickly into some of these tools. But understand, that's like 1%, right? Chances are you got clients, you got jobs, you got whatever. You're not going to devote as much time. The growth, you know, you're going to make your own mistakes. The growth is going to happen. So our tip is definitely look and see what you have to trip. What is the tripwire to get you into some of these bigger tools, and what is the risk? Like Rhonda was saying about the emails. Some days, sometimes it might be worth paying AWeber instead of free, because the risk of losing
cost you down the road.
Is right. So
wanting to build your SEO, you want to be able to have customizable pages. And you know, I have people that come to me and say, hey, will you set up my lead pages for me? Of course I'll set it up if they ask me to. But then they'll say, oh, well, I don't like this here, and I'd really like to move it over here. And I'm like, sorry, you can't do that with lead pages. It's a paint by numbers system. So if you don't want to be cookie cutter and have these pages that looks like everyone else's pages, and you do want to be a little more customizable, you don't want to be committed to paying something on a monthly basis, then definitely use OptimizePress instead. The same thing with like Kajabi versus OptimizePress. You purchase OptimizePress, and that's a good thing about it. This is what I recommend to my clients who want a membership site or have like a members portal for their coaching programs and things. Use OptimizePress, because when you pay that one fee, that one-time fee for OptimizePress, it comes with your landing pages and all of that, your sales pages, your opt-in pages, plus so just use that, and it's a one-time fee instead of paying Kajabi, which is more, it's kind of cookie cutter as well.
If you look at my post today from DIYmarketers.com, where I'm actually talking about the Facebook contest, one of the things that you might have noticed on that blog post, one of the things that OptimizePress does, if you have it as a plugin, so I happen to run it as a theme, so I have it as the plugin, but you can just put it on a plugin on any design. One of the things that they've done now with the latest update, Rhonda, I don't know if you've noticed, but inside the WordPress blog, you have you can add OptimizePress elements inside your blog posts.
Right. Yeah, that's a great feature. And optimized press, I mean, I'm really pro optimized press because I really love them. Um, we got in when they were buggy. Get it while it's buggy. But they're great people. They're constantly upgrading stuff. I was even part of a panel of sending suggestions and all of that kind of stuff. But they're really good about, they're constantly coming out with new updates and adding new things in there. Their training portal is all video. It's all broken down into sections. I mean, it is just wonderful. And even me, where I was using Optimized Press 1 for a long time and got really used to it, then they came out with Optimized Press 2, and it was like total different structure as the way it was set up, and I was like, oh my gosh, I was a little frustrated, but they had so many, their knowledge base is just so wonderful that I had no problem. I could go in there, type in a little thing, and just within a few minutes I knew exactly how to do it, and I learned the Optimized Press 2 very quickly. So that's good to know. Even if you want to do it and DIY it and do it yourself, they have wonderful knowledge base.
I learned Optimized Press over a weekend. I learned Optimized Press 2 over a weekend. And what happened with the new DIY marketers, you guys, is I have designers that made me, and Rhonda knows, a paint-by-number style guide. And it was all
right.
Optimized Press. I basically, except for a few things where they have to do some little coding for me, I did that site by myself. That was a DIY.
Yeah. And if even I can DIY that, anybody can.
Oh, my word. Hey, we're boring the people to death. We're going to talked a lot about some ranting. I don't know how much we ranted, but we definitely enjoyed giving you some insider tips and ranting about some things and hoping it got you choosing better for your own business.
Yeah, I think we had a good rant. It's friendly rants. We don't want to be mean girls, but you know, it's rants that I think people need to hear. And, you know, I'm one of those people, too. We can agree to disagree on some things, just like Eva and I do, but we still get along. And everyone has the way that they do things, the things that they believe in, and that, to me, has a lot to do with your passion. So I'm pro-passion.
I'm pro-passion, too.
And I know there's a lot of other people who are pro-passion, too.
Well, I'm like, get your passion where you can. It's sort of like love the one you're with.
Right, I love the one you're with. I like that. And you're a passionate person, and you have integrity. So I believe that people can kind of believe a little more to the left of what I do and still be very, very great people with integrity, because I know Eva personally, and she has lots of integrity. So that's not what I was saying, but there are some people who don't, and those aren't the ones that I want to be associated with.
Oh, we got you.
No entrepreneur creepers.
No entrepreneur creepers, exactly. All right, so you guys are going to have to join us again next week. Where it is going to be.
We don't even know what the show's going to be about next week, so come and find out.
We don't know what it's about. Come and find out. We'll let you know. And I'm going to do the outro.
Sounds good. Thanks, guys. Have a great hump day.
Hump day.
Hump day.
Yeah.
I'm going to make me a Frappuccino. I've been practicing, and I've almost got the Starbucks Frappuccino down at home.
Well, I was going to make cronuts.
I've made those. I will have to do that on the show. Maybe next week we do all of our secret recipes.
I love that.